Yes, greetings, blessings, people. We have, to me, a legend in her own right, okay? The great sounds and vibes of Aza Linage. And you know what? She's here. She's live and direct to speak to us. So you know what, Aza Linage? I feel like you have to introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Check 1 3. Greetings, massive wagwan. My name is Aza Linage, Empress from Kingston, Jamaica. I love reggae music. I sing reggae music. I have been working with King Jammies for the past 5 years, and it's one of my most beautiful musical experience. I love sound system culture. We love the vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
Grow with me. There's so much more work to do, so.
I hear
If
that.
you come across my vibe and you like it, grow with me.
100%. And you know what? You spoke there about King Jammy. I mean, tell us about that. How did you guys kind of link up? How did that journey begin to where you are now?
Shout out to King Jammy,
Yeah.
real pioneer, real game changer. It was my brethren, Smiles,
Nice.
who suggested that I sing on the Far East, but he was telling me that, say a King Jammy version that, so he went on his ways and he got the number and he gave him a call. But when he gave him a call, he was very humble. I don't know what he said to him to convince him to hear me out. But we met him like 2 3 days after the phone call.
Wow.
And he was a humble man for such a big name. He was very humble and receptive. A sound system. And outside, of course, you say you're bad, man. Him say you bad. And the same day, we get the opportunity to go do the song in the studio,
Wow.
And out of that connection came the Dennis Brown track that I'm featured on. It's Tracks of Life.
Yeah.
King Jammy produced that album. Yeah, man, it was a tribute to Dennis Brown. Very nice album.
Wow. So when he said, homage, he enjoyed what you were doing, enjoyed what you were producing and putting out there. What was that feeling like?
Come again?
So when he kind of gave you that homage in the sense of he liked what he was hearing, what was that feeling like for you as an artist?
I mean, it felt good to me because remember, King is a champion producer, and a young artist. If a top producer like that validates you and say, "Yo, you have something," that's supposed to put a surety. It put a surety inside of me to just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I hear that 100%. And you know what? First of all the tunes that I hear from you, Aza, you know what? I feel like there's so much energy and so much love that you put in the music. But where does that love come from? Because it's coming through.
Wow. Naturally, as human beings, we loving still, even though they condition us to feel different. We are loving social people.
I hear that.
The culture so rich, being a young girl in Jamaica, growing up in the inner city, we have a lot of experiences and a lot of things to talk about,
Yeah.
And not all of the experiences are pleasant, but with love, we can just go to continue, kind of transmutate it and say, okay, you've been through this. Here's a way you can,
Yeah.
So I try to put that in the music if it makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that. And this is one of the tunes that I particularly liked, which was No Winners of War. When I first heard that tune that you did, I'm not gonna lie, sis, you made me cry, man. It was deep.
Oh, wow.
It was deep. So where did that come from? Because it was so powerful.
All right. In 2018, I think there was a gang war in my community.
Okay.
Not everyone was involved, but if a commotion in the area, it will affect everyone. So,
yeah.
I mean, that was the vibe. Yeah, man, just seeing young people like myself destroying themselves. Yeah. That was very hurtful,
Yeah, I hear that. Wow. And when it comes to that, is there kind of, I know obviously you guys are, as artists, are putting this message out there, but is there any kind of like support or, any help out there for those sort of, I suppose, social issues that people are experiencing, or the government not helping you, basically?
I mean, As a Jamaican, I think a main thing that you have to cover is learning to govern over yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And a lot of things that happen here is happening elsewhere in the world. It might have a different face, but we have to come together as a people to make it happen. The government will govern what they're governing, but we have to govern ourselves.
100%.
You know what I mean? We are the ones who know what is affecting us the most. So
definitely.
I think. Wow, we kind of stay away from political questions, but people put government in place to take care of stuff.
Yeah.
But some things we will have to take care of for ourselves.
Yeah, I hear you, 100%. And then you've done another amazing tune called Freedom. And again, another powerful track, in my opinion. And I just wanted to know kind of a bit about that tune and where it came from and kind of the reason for that tune.
The song was written by myself and my brethren Smiles.
Okay.
When the producers send over the instrumental, shout out to Global Beat. Sometimes the musician make a beat, the instrumental itself has its own inspiration and its own storytelling.
Yeah.
The story behind the song, I think it was a channel. There's no other way for me to explain it. I think I channel that vibes.
Okay.
Because when I call somebody to me and let them hear it, them say, wow, I have been through this. I have been convicted wrongfully.
Yeah.
Based on flaws in the system. So to me, that was a channel. And I know a lot of youths who they're behind bar based on circumstances, based on address.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that they have done something.
100%.
I know 2 friends who wanted to join the army, but because they were just randomly picked up by what you call it, police officers, that was a strike against them, so they can no longer enter the army.
Wow.
So it's just life, music is to reflect the time, so I try to do that with my music.
Yeah.
Whether it is my experience or somebody else's experience.
Yeah, I hear that, definitely. And so, we have to go back, I think, even further. I mean, how did you kind of, discover that you had this talent, I suppose, and, you went out there and recorded your very first track? How did that even come to be a thing for yourself?
All right. Growing up, I always knew that I could sing still. I used to sing for my little friends and things, and I was them entertainer.
Yeah.
I never really I think every Jamaican have a special talent,
100%.
So it was just for fun. Fast forward to when I was 16, my cousins, they came from America, they cut a dub plate with me, they played it, it got a good response. The studio that I recorded the dub plate, that is where the lineage come from,
Yeah.
And we grew up in the same community. They know my talent and things, so they encouraged me. One time we woke up in at Vinyl Thursday, my first time going, and it was their first time going.
Wow.
So it was for me was like a confirmation to say, hey,
yeah.
Keep going. And ever since then, it's just work.
And definitely, you've been putting in the work, so I definitely can see that. And ever since we've been speaking, the work's just been, it's been phenomenal. I definitely have to big you up 100%.
Thank you, Empress. I appreciate that.
For real. And tell us about Serious Gold, the sound system. How did you kind of get into that, and how did that kind of operate?
It was operated by my cousins.
Okay.
It was built and operated by my cousins. At that time, I was very small. They too, maybe they were in the teenage years or so.
Yeah.
So unconsciously, that was the first sound system influence.
Wow. And I'm guessing you've never forgotten it and just continued through that.
I never forget it. And I want to tell you, like, how life set up. You see, all the works, like when I left school and I went to go work, all the works that I have done is centered around music.
Yeah. Wow.
Like I was an entertainment coordinator, at a hotel. You have to sing, you have to dance, you have to just keep people entertained and in a good vibes.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I guess what is to be is just becoming, I guess.
Yeah, man. This is definitely your calling, sis. This is your calling for real.
Give thanks, Empress, and we try our best to stay true to it, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. And you've been on some great tours, great opportunities like Summer Jam, Sunrise Reggae Festival, and many more. But has there been a memorable moment for you, or have they all been moments for yourself?
To be honest, every chance I get to go share music with people who really appreciate it,
Yeah.
it kind of give a good vibe. But Rotterdam was a big deal for me. That was the main stage. Of course, I was a little nervous, but the reception of the people was so good. I just kept it going. So that to me was memorable. And also, Berlin. Berlin. There was a sound system vibe in Berlin that was unforgettable. So big up the people, the reggae lovers in a Berlin.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, myself and Sisters in Dub went out to Berlin and it was crazy vibes, crazy energy. And you know what? We played your track, the dub track that you did for us, and it smashed down the place.
Sure.
Yeah, it was wicked, man. Definitely wicked. And we loved it.
Glad to hear that.
For real. And as well, I seen it on socials. You were out there, obviously, at Kingston Dub Club with Shumba Youth. Big him up every time. So what's that like out there, because I seen that you invited him out there supporting each other. And I really like that. I really like to see that. So what kind of was the vibe like? Let the listeners know kind of the energy and the vibe at Kingston Dub Club.
Oh, the vibe and energy at Kingston Dub Club is always up. I mean, from the ambience to the music to the food to the natural juices. And as artists, we have to share space and look out for each other. So him there in the place, I know him come from overseas. Come invite him to come sing some music and just hold our vibes.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. So
to
every
share space.
Yeah, man, 100%. And every time that we have a great artist on, people always want to know: is there going to be an album, an EP? They always want to know that. So will that happen, or are you waiting for a little while?
It's in the making.
Okay.
It is in the making. I don't want to make or give away too much, but it is coming. As I said, I am doing some work with the legendary producer King Jammys, and that in itself is an honor. So me just not rushing anything, just taking my time.
Yeah.
Learning my craft, learning what was done before me.
Yeah.
Just learning and growing and soaking up the energy.
Yeah, for real.
But something is coming, it's coming.
Yeah. Some people, are impatient. They want to hear it now. I know that for real.
Them way they like you catch a vibe when somebody give you a vibe, you want more, so that is understandable.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it soon come.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And you know what, sis? I always find with yourself that you always kind of speak of like self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-love. And I just want to know, how important are those things, and how can we encourage more and more people to be, I suppose, self-aware, self-acceptance, and have self-love, especially, as in these times and so on.
True. These times, especially as you said, cause society is pushing so much narrative. Be this, be that, do this, do that. It is important to be aware of your own feelings, so you can know which way to navigate yourself best.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
100%. And if there was, say, a young person listening to you right now, what would be your advice or your words that you would say to them?
Oh, wow. So much. Learn about what you're doing, learn the history of it. I mean, stay true to what you are doing. Of course, you're going to have mentors, but remember, say your voice matter too.
Yeah.
Keep it original, keep it authentic, Be humble enough to learn and grow. Not humble so that anyone can walk over you, but humble enough to yourself to learn and grow in whatever it is that you are doing. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I hear that, definitely. And you know what, sis? Your style and flavor, I find it to be very different, but it has like a fusion of many different kind of influences, I feel, of different genres. So who influences you or gives you inspiration, should I say?
All right. I love reggae music first of all. I mean, first love that. I love
Yeah.
reggae dancehall music. But growing up,
Yeah.
I there was cable, so we're watching the BET, we're
Okay.
watching the MTV, we're
Yeah.
watching the VH1. So we're getting influence from that also, along with the culture here in Jamaica. So it's just a fusion, and I guess my personality put in it too. So
Yeah.
it is a fusion.
And
As me always say, every thought has already been thought. What I am doing now, a foundation was laid, so I am grateful for that.
yeah, I hear that definitely. And you know what, sis? I have to ask you because I feel like you're on a spiritual journey and you keep on continuing. But if there was a spiritual animal, what would you pick for yourself?
A spiritual animal.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe like an owl.
Okay, I hear that. And why would you pick an owl?
I come alive in the nighttime, I do. I do. Like in the, how do I say old? Because they're wise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I am the wisest thing, but I am in search of wisdom.
Yeah.
Internal,
Yeah.
and external, of course. But we start by knowing my own self first.
Yeah, I hear that. You know what? I like that
All
still.
like even not to cut you, but whenever I come in contact with an owl, them just give me a vibes.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but something. I dream
Yeah.
about them a lot. I see them everywhere I go. So
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be your next track is about an owl.
true.
I feel that, or I don't know, your album cover or something is gonna be an owl, sis. I feel that now.
True.
I love that still. So you know what, sis? I mean, I can talk to you all day, all night, but for the listeners out there, once again, what can they expect from Aza Linage this say up and coming year, and how can they kind of follow you and check you out and see what you're doing?
You can follow me on all socials at AZALINEAGE as a lineage right across all social media platforms. And if you buck up on my vibes and you like it, grow with me. Yeah, man, grow with me. I appreciate the strength and the love.
Yeah,
And it's like fuel to keep going. So
yeah, but
across all the socials, it's as a lineage. And yeah, and coming up, like next month, I go to Mexico to share musical vibes. So shout out to Natty Congo and the crew. We're
nice.
celebrating the 23rd anniversary in playing reggae music in Mexico. So big them up for preserving the culture that side.
Yeah, man.
And I am looking forward to go sharing our vibes.
Yeah, we know you're gonna kill it. You're gonna smash it
Sure.
out there, definitely. And I always feel proud. I don't know what it is, but I always feel proud when you've grown. I mean, the kind of, I don't know, like the energy and the love, but I always feel proud when a sister goes on stage and just, destroys it basically. I love
Sure.
that. I love that for real. So you know what, sis? I can't have you speak to me and not ask you to sing a little something. Would you be up for that?
Of course. You ready?
I'm ready.
Rasta only surrender to the sound system. Positive vibration we are bringing, we not giving to no system. Lights up the place, we not go play no victims. So we only surrender to the sound system. There's no winners of war. And that's what I've always seen. And it's a go on wall of faith. Might just end up great in the life you have to concentrate. One wall of faith. No say never too late. Work hard and you must elevate. Check 1 3 as the lineage representing for the Empress. DJKat the Kat.
Jeez. Yeah, man, it's always a blessing, sis. And I really appreciate your time and speaking with you. It's always, always great to do that. And I wish you everything, every kind of joy possible. And I hope that your journey just keeps on continuing as it has been.
Thank you, Catalyst. And then shout out to all the other Shout out to the rest of Empress with me, please.
I will do. I will do.
Me
More
like
love.
when I deal with the stage also.
Nice. Nice, nice.
Yeah, man.
It's
It's
always
a
nice.
joy for me to assist female selectors. You know, it's a man's world, but it
Yeah.
can take a little flavor.
Of course. And we bring that flavor. We bring
Yeah,
it.
man. Sure. So keep doing your thing, mama.
I appreciate that. More love. And you know what? One day I'm gonna come out to JA and we'll link up in person, yeah?
Yes, I. Or maybe one day we come to your side and we link up in person.
Yeah, man, of
However it
course.
works out.
Yeah, man, that'd be a blessing for real. And I appreciate you once more, yeah?
Yes, Empress.
More love. We'll speak again.
Give thanks and blessings to your listeners also.
Blessings. Bless. Speak soon.
Amen.
Bless up.
Thank you.
Yes, people, please do go and check out Aza Linage. She's a complete blessing. And of course, make sure you go and show her some love. Go and support her. Go and share, like, and comment. Go and see what she's been up to. And please do go and check out all her latest tracks. Complete vibe, complete energy every time.